Yo, privileged fam. It's your boy JoJo hitting you with another socially charged, debatable, and dope episode of The Privilege Show. Yo, listen, last week we hit you guys with an episode where we talked about Blackground Records releasing 17 hijacked albums from a lot of our favorite artists, or some of our favorite artists. Artists like JoJo, Tank, Timbaland, Magoo, many more, and last but not least, baby girl Aaliyah. So let's run this thing back. If you haven't check out the latest episode, Blackground Records. It's out now on YouTube, the HausHill Entertainment app, HausHillEntertainment.com, and all of your major streaming platforms. Let's jump straight into what this episode is about. So recently, R. Kelly's trial started to open back up, where, you know, things start to go back in the day where things started with him being a child predator. So the story goes, or well, what's been reported by CNN, is that Demetrius Smith, who's a former tour manager for R. Kelly, told jurors on Friday, this past Friday, August 20th, that he was with R. Kelly and Aaliyah the day they applied for the marriage license in 1994, when at the time she was just 15 years old. So 65-year-old Demetrius Smith testified reluctantly at the Times, telling U.S. District Judge Ann Donnelly that he didn't want to be here. He didn't want to be at the court, that is. So he told the judge, and while he was testifying, that he met R. Kelly when he was performing at a talent show in 1984 at a Chicago high school. He said that R. Kelly was young at the time and he really impressed him. His singing impressed him. So Smith was a singer himself, and he actually worked for Barry as well. So he went to work for R. Kelly after he signed the deal with Blackground Records to help him with anything he needed to help further his career. You know, pretty much be his stand-in assistant or manager, whatever he was. At the time, Barry Hankerson was said to be the main manager. So anyway, as a photo of Aaliyah popped up on the projector screen in the Brooklyn federal courtroom, Smith testified about the day that R. Kelly met Aaliyah at her family's home in Detroit in 1992. This is 2 years prior to Aaliyah's debut album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, being released. Demetrius said he was there too and sat down. He and R. Kelly sat down in the living room at their family, where R. Kelly played the piano and sang and had a good time. So Demetrius said that he recalls himself saying at that time she had something special. R. Kelly said that about Aaliyah, that she had something special. So I don't know how he could tell just from that quick moment of her singing that she had something special, but that should have been a key right there. Like, how do you really know how special she is? You don't even know her yet. Anyway, R. Kelly then began to work with Aaliyah on her first album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, and according to Demetrius, the two grew very close. Demetrius testified that R. Kelly would clear the room or clear out the studio if Aaliyah was feeling uncomfortable, and would sometimes spend time with her alone at his apartment. So we're going to get through this whole testify before we get into my main question of the episode. Demetrius Smith then went on to say whatever Robert did with Aaliyah was all about music. He then went on to testify that he grew concerned about their relationship, and he said that they were too friendly, too playful, and that at one point he asked R. Kelly if he was messing with Aaliyah, who was then a teen at the time. Aaliyah was young. I didn't want people to have the wrong visions of things, Demetrius Smith testified. When Kelly was on tour in 1994, Demetrius testified that R. Kelly said that he was about to walk on stage, Aaliyah is in trouble, man. Aaliyah is in trouble, man. Demetrius testified R. Kelly was performing out of state and that Kelly wanted to get back to Chicago right after this show, despite having multiple appearances and other shows scheduled in the coming days. On that trip back home to Chicago after the performance, Smith said he learned what happened. Aaliyah believed she was pregnant, and R. Kelly was worried about going to jail because Aaliyah was only 15 years old. Smith said he offered to help obtain an official state ID for Aaliyah, and ultimately took her to a welfare office, testifying he bribed a worker at the office to help make Aaliyah a welfare ID card, but that it did not show her date of birth. He said in his own words, Demetrius Smith said, "I made her an offer and she took the money. I gave her $500. So long ago or a while ago, or still floating on the web, we heard that it was $100 that this clerk was paid to change these public records for Aaliyah, for her age, to make it work for their benefit, R. Kelly's benefit. The truth comes out recently that he gave her $500. So $500 US. Demetrius then went on to testify that he and other members of R. Kelly's inner circle would include whom? I would think the CEO or the Barry Hankerson, the Hankerson family. Anyway, he testified that he and other members of R. Kelly's inner circle accompanied R. Kelly and Aaliyah to a Chicago area city hall where the couple applied for a marriage license. Carolyn Harris, a supervisor at the Cook County, Illinois clerk's office, also testified this past Friday and spoke about the process of obtaining a marriage certificate. She was shown the marriage license application signed by Kelly and Aaliyah. The document showed that Aaliyah's age was listed at 18 at the time of her marriage to R. Kelly. Shortly after obtaining their marriage license in a Sheraton hotel near O'Hare Airport, the singer married Kelly, with the minister officiating according to Demetrius's testimony and the actual license itself. So, you know, we got to pause and talk about the inner circle, and that might actually be the title of this episode, because we're wondering, where is Barry, Uncle Barry, Cousin Jomo, and Mama Haughton right now? We know that Michael Haughton passed away. Her father, rest in heaven to both him and Aaliyah. And I really feel like he was the one that would have been at the court. He would have been rooting. He knows what happened. He knows what went on. It's very odd that this man, Demetrius Smith, is now proclaimed as R. Kelly's manager, when it's been said multiple times that Barry Hankerson was R. Kelly's manager, and the inner circle talk. Being there at the office, all of that good stuff. Anyway, the marriage was annulled the following year after Aaliyah's family became aware of it. So I guess that's the family saying that they didn't know about it. Demetrius grew irritated after having to answer for multiple questions about the singer's marriage in court. He said, "I'm uncomfortable with this. Continuously talking about Aaliyah. Her parents are not here," Smith testified. That's very, very, very crucial, I think, in this, is him saying that he's uncomfortable with it. He doesn't want to keep talking about Aaliyah. Her parents aren't here. Well, we know her father passed away. Where's her mom? We all want to know where Diane is, or those who care about Aaliyah's music and legacy. Those who don't know the truth, we at least want to see the mom stand up. We've seen Brother Rashad take charge and do as much as he can for what he knows. A lot of people have written or hit us up on the DM or commented saying that Rashad was blindfolded by his mother. That might be so. But we're talking 25 years, 20 to 25 years later, or 10 years, or how many years, that there's still no true justice. There's still no truth out. So Demetrius Smith, R. Kelly's manager, testified himself and said he's uncomfortable with this. He doesn't want to talk about Aaliyah. Her parents are not here. Aaliyah died August 25th, 2001, which is coming up in just a couple of days. Time flies, and she was the age of 22 in a plane crash that also took the lives of 8 others. Yeah, it's a lot of controversy around this. You can scour the web for that. This is just really an episode about where Diane is, where Barry is. I mean, they have answers. They know what was going on. They know what's been happening. Aaliyah was named Jane Doe in the trial. And R. Kelly's trial so far has included testimony from multiple women who said that they've been sexually abused by him. One said that R. Kelly abused her when she was 16 years old, and that she still has a t-shirt with his semen on it. Now, if that's not bizarre, I don't know what's that's truly fandom. I don't know what's bizarre. I mean, you were sexually abused, but you keeping at 16, but you're keeping the t-shirt of your abuser that has his semen on it. Is this 20-year-old shirt? Is this 34? How old is this shirt with semen on it? Anyway, we want to know where Diane Haughton is. We want to know where Barry is, Barry Hankerson. We want to know why, after all this time, have you decided to release her music catalog? The same month that the R. Kelly trial is being cracked back open. The same month that Aaliyah passed away 20 years ago. Like, the fans, the people, we want answers. If y'all got any information, additional information on this, or any clips of Diane or speaking out, or her, you know, seeming like she actually knows what's going on, send it to us on the Privilege Show DM. We'd be grateful for it. We'll conclude it in an episode or something. In the meantime, between time, stay safe, stay up, stay tuned, and all that good stuff. If you haven't already, download the HausHill Entertainment app for iOS and Google Play devices. It's totally free. Here's some amazing stories from some of today's top creators, entrepreneurs, and artists. Peace.